Visinode pages are a library or a collection of self-sustaining digital objects with no dependencies. Will these objects become autonomous and self-governing? Stick with us and find out. To demonstrate what can be done to all Visiframes regardless of type, here a basic text frame is used. Hit the Shift key, then double-click on the frame to enter text. To add borders, for example, select the border type. Here, solid border is selected, and then the mouse wheel is used to change the thickness of the border. Then we click on the Visiframe's corners to round them individually. It is possible to clone Visinodes of all types. Each Visinode is independent and therefore must contain all it needs for operation within itself. Select the Manage Frames option, and here we clone downwards. The same can be accomplished by holding the Control button down while pushing the arrow keys on your keyboard. We will clone the Frank Crumit object and use it elsewhere on the page. Hold the Control key down, while dragging the Frank Crumit clone out of its parent holder to the main workspace, where there is more room for maneuver. Hold the Control key down, while dragging the text element into the Frank Crumit Visinode clone. We will also clone Mr. French, to demonstrate the snap features of Visifront. By default, Visinodes snap to a 16-pixel imaginary grid. This default value can be changed. Note how the images can be brought closer together when the grid snap space is made smaller, and the opposite when made bigger. This eliminates the need for a ruler when arranging frames on the page. It starts with a frame, and the frame may have an embedded picture, which in this case is a Matryoshka doll. Here, for demonstration, the Matryoshka frame is cloned and embedded into the original. This is also called nesting. Hence, by our definition, the original becomes a Visinode. Visinodes may be nested indefinitely, or until the computer runs out of memory. Every Visinode object has a unique identity, otherwise the browser is unable to tell the difference. Thus, the clone can never have the identity of the original, but everything else can be the same. This becomes important later. We will shuffle the Visinodes around, clone them and mess with them, then we will arrange the page back to the way it was in the beginning, with the links intact. Here it is. Our page is back together and the original links work. To demonstrate the cropping features of Visifront, we have selected a map from Wikipedia that shows the European territories under the rule of the Ottoman Empire, from the Bosphorus Strait in Turkey, towards the Ukrainian border. We will cut a piece of the map and place it just north of Varna on the background map, roughly where the Danube River meets the Black Sea. Remember to right-click on your Visinode to bring up the available options. The size of the workspace here is 1600 pixels. This can be changed using the Page Web Property option from the Editor menu. Since we are using a 4K, roughly 3840 pixel wide screen, the workspace is easily expanded to Full HD, 1920 pixels, with plenty of space to spare. The Visinode element remains 1600 pixels, but it can be expanded to the full size of the new workspace quickly. It can also be reduced to fit a smaller workspace or smaller screens. Note that the red label, in the top right corner of Visifront, shows the pixel size of the targeted Visinode element. The browser automatically fits visual elements such as images and etc. to the Visinode's viewport, and the quality of these elements is never diluted, even if the viewport shrinks to a thumbnail size. This workspace is 960 pixels wide. For a workspace this small, Visifront requires at least 720p, or half-definition screen, for its operation to be comfortable. To scale Visifront to suit your screen size, go to the top right corner of the browser and select Settings. Use the Zoom option to adjust the size of the 1600 pixel Visifront workspace.